Hey friendo, Steve here. Welcome back to the channel. So, it's been over a year since WrestleJuice debuted here as a channel. Of course, for those of you who've been here for a long time, you know that before WrestleJuice, it was called Friendoville, and it was just sort of like, I'll take a look and review stuff that I kind of like, be it fast food or movies, TV shows. I dabbled into politics for a little bit. That was a bad idea. And so eventually, about a year ago, June, I switched over to WrestleJuice. And I figure that since this is one of the last days of this temporary location, I haven't been doing a lot of WrestleJuice content. Why not just talk about the actual channel, give you guys, I guess, a bit of an update. And I want to go back in time and take a look at the last year of WrestleJuice and see if there's any videos I did back then that you guys can sort of comment on and say, hey, I missed when you did that. And I know like the majority of you are going to be like, hey, I missed those Stone Cold Steve Austin reviews. I don't know if those are going to come back. They're kind of difficult. They're not really easy to do. So, but we're going to take a look anyways and see if there's anything else that sort of jogs your memory. Anything, hey, I want to see this come back on WrestleJuice or come up with some new ideas. And look, I'm not talking about wrestling in this video. I'm talking about WrestleJuice. So if you want to check out a video where I talk about wrestling, I talk about it plenty here in this video right here. And yeah, I'm getting back to the office, I think on Friday or this weekend or something. And I can't wait. I'm really appreciative that my sister let me stay here at her house and my family at her house while my house is being painted and the new carpets are putting in. But man, I really miss my office. This chair isn't as comfortable as my office chair. So yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and dive into it. I thought the first thing to look at, a little bit peeking behind the curtain of WrestleJuice, is the analytics on the channel. You might think, who cares about analytics? Well, that's fine if you don't, but I kind of do. I always like looking at other channels when they offer up a peek at their analytics. And I thought this was kind of interesting. I went back to the year prior to the rebrand of WrestleJuice. And this is the numbers back then. I had 100, and I'm not showing you my actual revenue, although the difference in revenue is pretty significant. So in this period here, this is between, I don't know, what is this? October of 2019 to March of 2021. So it's about the same amount of time that WrestleJuice has been around, but that amount of time preceding WrestleJuice. As you can see, 147,000 views, 20,000 hours of watch time, and I landed about 450 new subscribers, which, you know, it's all right. That's fine. It's sort of a channel that I dick with every once in a while and doesn't have clear direction. Now, this is kind of cool. In the period since it's been WrestleJuice, 2.7 million views, watch time of about 347,000 hours, and 19,000 subscribers. So that's pretty neat. That's a pretty decent number. And I'm very appreciative of that. I put in a little bit more work here at WrestleJuice. You guys seem to like the wrestling content, so I'm just going to keep on doing that shit. And hopefully you'll appreciate it then too. All right, now let's take a look at the channel from back when I started WrestleJuice, which honestly just feels like yesterday. And here's what it looked like back then. I did like a Del Taco review. I looked at my comic book collection. I looked at the sad last days of Donald Trump, a Wonder Woman 1984 review. We were doing the Ask Stephen Lacey's back then. I did a video about the Zodiac Killer cipher being solved. I reviewed a McRib. Y'all really seem to love those fast food reviews. So, but then I would do some gaming stuff that would just absolutely tank. 621 views for this Arkham Asylum video. I mean, the first one I did got over 2,000, which is like, okay. Fall Guys got 1,700, which to be honest, at this point, if I'm getting 1,700 views, I mean, look, I know that just for some people that might be good. I've got higher standards than that. Anyways, I enjoyed doing the slow Wolfpack stuff here in NBA 2K. But let's face it, man, you just can't survive on YouTube if you've got content that just isn't thematically all sort of tied together. It's just really difficult. So at a certain point, I believe it was this video here, The Future of Friendoville. I'm pretty sure this is the video where I said, yeah, I'm going to start doing wrestling stuff now. And then I started to wind down the other stuff on the channel. So the first video I did after this future Friendoville. One was my wife reacting to exploding barbed wire deathmatch. This is actually a pretty decent video. I was pretty happy with this one because I showed Lacey a Terry Funk. What is it? Mr. Fuck. I forget who the guy is he fought, but the other guy ended up getting a fucking broken neck, and it was pretty messed up. But it was actually a pretty funny video. And at the same time, I was still doing like Friendoville stuff, I think, with Jeff. I was still doing some reviews on stuff. We were still doing the Ask Stephen Lacey. But then I think I realized with this video here, this what WWE on Peacock looks like video, it got 37,000 views. It blew up for me. And I think at that point, along with this Wrestling News Now video, I was like, you know what? It's time to put an end to the Friendoville stuff. And in fact, I think not long after this, yeah, I did like a video, a couple more Friendoville podcasts with Jeff. And then eventually I did, here we go, RIP Friendoville. This is when I eventually was just like, yeah, it's done. We're done with all that. There's a couple things here early on in WrestleJuice that I really would have loved to have continued to do. WrestleMania rebooked. I thought this was actually really fucking cool. It was me taking WrestleMania and rebooking it with sort of some silliness, some stuff that I thought could have been cool for the time. Like I think Hogan and Flair had like a standoff or something. Hogan fought Antonio Inoki, I think, or maybe that was Flair. I don't know what it was, but it was pretty cool. I put a bunch of like retro commercials in there. I actually put a lot of thought into this thing, and I thought it was a pretty solid video. It started out with like a little skit with me and you know, I think I talked to Triple H on the phone, and he said, hey, go back into, that's not Triple H, that's clearly Larson. But yeah, I ended up going back in time. I thought this was actually a pretty nifty video right here. And then I booked it, and it looks like, you know, I just rebooked a lot of the characters. I put this really dark filter on it, apparently. And I thought it was pretty cool. I put a lot of effort into this thing. This is the kind of thing that I wanted to do on a monthly basis, where I would take each WrestleMania or each WWF pay-per-view from the time, and I would go ahead and rebook it, and I'd sort of, you know, have my own stories going along. But then I just didn't end up continuing on with it because honestly, it just took a lot of work to do all that. Another thing I did back then, and again, it's the kind of thing I'd love to get back into. I'd love to bring more gaming to WrestleJuice. I know I put Steve Thunder over at Friendo Club TV, and that's something that I might bring back over here to WrestleJuice, although the poll that I put up indicates that y'all don't really give a shit where it is, because most of you guys are sub to the Friendo Club TV channel anyways. But Wrestling Revolution, I feel like I just scratched the surface with the comedy that could be gotten from Wrestling Revolution and those M. Dickey games. I did some more Lacey Reacts to stuff, which again is the kind of thing that I wouldn't mind bringing back. Maybe I can bring her in on the latest series of React videos that I do of people. God, what is that? The Break BTWD videos. Those, you know, the Wince Challenge videos, the Look Away Challenge videos. I thought this was kind of a cool idea back in the day when I did a spoof of Wrestling News Now. I thought it was pretty funny, but I feel like Wrestling News Now already does a good enough job of sort of spoofing themselves, and I'd rather just react to the crazy shit that they come up with rather than come up with my own version of that, because they're just kind of just fucking nuts anyways. I liked when I used to do these sort of one-off videos, WWE 2K22 versus 2K20 side by side. It didn't do like huge numbers, but I really liked that video. I thought that was pretty cool. I did one later on. It was like Karrion Kross's NXT entrance versus his WWE entrance side by side. So once I get back to the house, I want to sort of focus on doing more videos like that. One that tanked, but I really, really liked it, was this Ultimate Warrior. Let's look at this Ultimate Warrior comic book. I thought this was actually really a decent video here, and I want to do more of those. I don't know what this setup is here, but I want to do more of those. I've got a Kevin Nash comic book that I'd love to do the same thing on, so maybe I'll do some more of those. I'll revisit those. Not all videos have to do gangbusters numbers. Sometimes you got to do stuff that you just like to do. Let's see here. This way, 5 ways to fix WWE Raw. I still do sort of little video essays like this now and again, and I want to continue doing that. But I'm looking back a lot of these thumbnails. I like the variety in the thumbnails. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Steve Austin reviews WrestleMania Backlash. What's up, everybody? I could go on for days on that stuff. Yeah, the Steve Austin reviews, maybe I'll bring those back. I don't know. We'll see. The last one didn't do terribly well, but at the same time, the last one was also a retro review, and it seems like you guys were more into Austin reviewing current day wrestling stuff. So yeah, I might bring some more of that stuff. Let's see here. What else? The tier ranking stuff. I think the tier ranking stuff I'm going to do over at Friendo Club TV with Larson, because I feel like it's a little bit more fun for the two of us, to do that. I always got a kick out of this, the face app stuff, but it sort of ran its course as well. I'm not sure how much of that I can really do, but I think some of y'all like that. Here's this one that I like, the comparing the Karrion Kross's entrances. I thought this was actually a really clever video. I like this one. I want to do more stuff like this. I just need to come up with some more ideas, because I like the visual aspect on some of those videos. And then, of course, I start doing a lot of these. Look at it's all just the same freaking type thumbnail, but that's what YouTube likes. YouTube likes when you just have like the same type of thumbnail, but just slightly different. I really like this one. I'd love to do more stuff like this when I review Hulk Hogan's 1998 WCW contract. I thought that was a really good video. That did pretty well for me as well. NXT 2.0 dumpster fire success. I should probably revisit this as well, because I thought that was fun. Doing some more WWE 2K stuff could be fun. This didn't do terribly well, but I kind of like this sort of, this is the kind of thing that, like, for example, like Chris Danker does, and I always really like that stuff, and I feel like I can bring my own little twist to it, where you just sort of take individual situations for video game stuff. I think that could do pretty well. I don't think I ever finished this. I know I finished this on stream, the Stone Cold No Mercy career mode. But I don't think I ever cut together the rest of it, but I'd like to. I did like some trailer breakdowns. I'd like to do an AEW video game trailer breakdown, although that'll probably end up getting me hit with a copyright strike. Let's see here. The good idea, bad idea thing I thought was pretty cool. I would just need to find new topics to explore there. Reacting to shocking wrestling promos. I love doing the reaction stuff. I really enjoy doing that stuff. Let's see here. What else here stands out? I mean, so much has been happening in like sort of wrestling news that a lot of the channel has sort of shifted over to what's been going on in wrestling news. So it would be nice to get back to doing stuff that is more sort of evergreen, which just means the stuff that you can watch, not really give a shit about what's going on currently in wrestling, but just enjoy the video for what it was, like the Hulk Hogan contract video. That could be a lot of fun. But honestly, like, I want your guys' suggestion. If you could leave in the comments, what would you like to see more of? Is there anything here in the videos that I just showed you guys that you would be interested in seeing more of? Let me know in those comments below. I'm hyped to get back to the office. I'm going to clean that office out. I might rearrange it a little bit. Sometimes doing some spring cleaning really helps out. But yeah, so next week, look forward to some more content. And I want to do some out of the box, some outside of the box ideas, some stuff that you saw earlier on in WrestleJuice, where I was really experimenting with like the visual aspect of things and analyzing things. So yeah, anyways, let me know what you guys think about all that. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging in there while I was in this temporary location. I wasn't really doing a whole lot of shit. Thanks for watching. Till next time, we'll see you guys in this other video over here. I'll put it right here for you.